Oh, kia ora, g'day, welcome back once again. So if you are still here, you would have seen the earlier session that I did at Ngāti Toa Gym early afternoon, very early this afternoon, late morning actually, to early afternoon by the time I finished. And I just did some work on the air dyne, did some glute bridges stuff with some push-ups and some single leg glute bridge stuff, and then some pulling bits and pieces to finish off with on the pull-up bar and some face pulls. So pretty simple. The weather's pretty miserable. Well, not that bad. It's just as you see it there, wet, grey, and this is the usual typical Wellington weather I've been used to. But we've had some good weather recently, and we had a beautiful day yesterday. The next minute today turns out to be humbug. So anyway, today was just 100 of these, then followed by 10 Jefferson type curls, holding it in the Zerka squat position, in the crook of the forearm, and trying to get a bit more back action. So I kept a slight bend in my knees, trying to do these reasonably controlled. Back is round, which I'm not worried about. Trying to go down as low as I can, and to the point where I feel that tension in my back. It's only 40 kilos on the bar. Once I finish these 10 reps, then I do 10 bar dips, and then I go back, then 90, 9 and 9, 80, 8 and 8, etc., all the way down till I finish off with 10, 1 and 1. So that's pretty much this second afternoon training session. Why? Just because, but also partly because I can feel a bit of a frog in my throat starting to come on, and that's usually a sign that a cold or a flu is going to kick in for me. So I ramped up the hot water, lemon and honey to try to start combating that in terms of the throat. So my throat doesn't feel too bad at the moment, but that's because I also just had a big spoon of honey before doing this voiceover as well. Aside from that, yeah, pretty productive morning. I'm really happy, especially going into the weekend. This morning just a bit of a walk, which was good to get the blood flow. This afternoon, late morning to early afternoon at Ngāti Toa Gym, and then this here sort of mid-afternoon, getting through this particular session, which is as I've already gone through the warm-up for it. So I didn't just come out here and start doing this cold. I always try to get a warm-up in, although I don't typically film the warm-ups. So the warm-up was just 10 minutes backwards walking on the treadmill inside, and then just a little bit of mobility stuff. Did a little bit of rope flow stuff as well, so none of that stuff I filmed for the day, but happy with how that's progressing. Then took the hoodie off and the track pants off, and then fronted the cooler weather. It's not that cold, but the cooler weather to come out here, and I knew I would get warm anyway. Heart rate definitely got up, and got more blood flow through the body. Feeling better after it, but the throat is still a bit rubbish, so I'll be sucking on some throaties lozenges to try to ease some of the annoying symptoms of a sore throat that you get when, typically for me, a sign of a cold or a flu about to come on. But anyway, if you made it this far, thank you very much for your time and for your support. I really do appreciate it. As always, the message is the same. Anybody going through any dark times, challenges, difficulties, just keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, put one foot in front of the other, and know that the sun will shine again. Take one day at a time, be kinder to yourself, and reach out for help if you have to. It's okay to not be okay. So as always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, there's a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation, and gratitude for you all.